And the primary focus of my practice is something called organic intelligence, which, if you're interested to learn more about that modality, its origins, and its founder, and all of the incredible offerings that are constantly happening around it, check out organicintelligence.org. But I wanted to share a little bit for those who are looking for practitioner work, possibly with me, about what the goal of this therapy is and how, in some ways, it's similar, in other ways, different than other therapies. Like other therapies, of course, the goal is healing, and practitioner is there to support the client and whatever it is that is being sought to come to more of a state of integration for the client. Um, we do use the word trauma often in organic intelligence, but in a different way than in other therapies. In organic intelligence, we define trauma as unintegrated resource, uh, recognizing ultimately that there is something that is of value to be harvested from whatever has happened to us in our life, and that really our systems are incredibly resilient and also incredibly delicate, and that there really is a way of seeing everything that has come into our way of being as somehow supporting a process for us of survival or remaining intact in some way, um, whether it was due to a particular difficulty or challenge that happened in our life, whether it's due to developmental conditioning, or whether it's just due to being a human being in a culture that has strayed in many ways from what is our natural state and our way of being with one another. So instead of focusing on per se what's wrong, organic intelligence recognizes that there's a lot of reason why our systems have put in place like protective mechanisms, whether it be fight, flight, or freeze, which you may have heard of if you've ever studied polyvagal theory, or just heard of brain states and the way that um, we have a sort of hierarchy in our brain where our engaged social engagement, relaxed part of our brain kind of turns off when we feel threat. And there's different ways that we protect ourselves from threat and that we could be doing um, chronically in little ways that we're not really fully aware of. So, organic intelligence does not demonize these things, but actually seeks to harvest the resource that is there in whatever ways we have lived our lives up till now, such that we can actually evolve beyond whatever ways that we have developed management strategies. Um, and it does this in a profound, gentle way that is much more subtle than other therapies, but actually much more effective and foundational. Um, so, because organic intelligence recognizes that all things arise from the biology, that the biology is really the place where there's a possibility for supporting a new direction at a foundational level, literally creating new neural pathways and new connections between systems within the body. So this happens through various channels of experience. One being sensation awareness, which some folks maybe have heard through the field of somatic therapy or somatics, but also cognitive processes and emotional processes are as are part of like psychotherapy and traditional therapies, like talk therapies, as well as imaginal processes, which has been really delved into, and therapies like hypnotherapy and Like I'm thinking of like dream work and shamanic imagery. And so just recognizing our imaginal capacity, our cognitive capacity, our emotional capacity, our sensation awareness as all being in conversation, part of our system, along with our breath and our heart rate and our digestion and all of these things that are connected to our physical being. And that all of this is held together by what a lot of folks in the mindfulness tradition study and practice, which is really oriented presence, and something which super supported a key foundation in the practice of organic intelligence, which is the body's here and now awareness of the present environment through the physical senses. So an organic intelligence practitioner supports the direction of growth and organization and the development of new neural pathways that support growth. And it's in this beautiful way, like I said, that instead of sort of forcing change, really partners with the biology's agendas of survival and stability, so that change and stability are no longer sort of at war with each other, but actually working together to heal and integrate the whole system. And so, a practitioner of this modality, like myself, will be essentially supporting a client by tracking and observing how their system is already sending off signals in this direction of integration and wholeness. Um, and we do this through what's called the free association conversation. It's just a dialogue between practitioner and client. It may look like a traditional therapy session in which the client is sharing their struggles. It may look like they're telling jokes with each other or talking about what they ate for lunch. It really depends on the content of what is shared is only one fraction of the session. It's important, but alongside of that is what messages are coming through the body, through these other channels and through this state of orientation about what is actually the resource that is needed so that this person whose system is unique and presenting precisely right here and now precisely what it needs for the next step in developing more resilience for itself. What might that be? What might that be? So the focus of a practitioner or a coach in my field is not necessarily going to be to give you answers to the difficulties that you are seeking to find solutions to, but to actually empower your system to find its spaciousness, its integrity, its alignment, its resilience, and its prosilience, so that those answers come to you and those choice points come to you and those ways of being in the world and relating to the people in your life come naturally to you in a new way, in a way that is transcending old patterns. Old patterns, right? Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, a little bit about this modality. And yeah, if you wish to speak more about it, if you think that this could be supportive for you or someone that you know, please don't hesitate to reach out.